The Lakers get a big-time win last night over the Toronto Raptors, 123-103, improving to 6-4 on the season. But we do have some unfortunate news regarding star player Anthony Davis, who did have to leave during last night's game. I'm Sean Davis. Make sure you guys subscribe here to the channel. Follow me on X/Twitter at Sean_DAVI. The Lakers, like I mentioned, they come up with a big win. Shout out to Austin Reeves putting up a 27-point masterpiece. LeBron James with a triple-double, still showing that the old man still got it. Like I said, the Lakers improved to 6-4 on the season. They are undefeated at home, which is good news for them as they get ready to host the Memphis Grizzlies at home on Wednesday night. But we do have some unfortunate news regarding Anthony Davis, who did leave with an eye injury. Shout out to Jackson Hayes, who stepped up in his spot. But it is the Lakers are being very they're taking precautionary measures with Anthony Davis's eye. We do have a report from Dave McMenamin of ESPN. He says that Anthony Davis's his eye swollen. It'll get looked at on Monday. It'll proceed from there. The actual tweet goes: sources told ESPN the Lakers big man Anthony Davis experienced swelling as a result of the contact by Jakob Poeltl, making it difficult to keep his left eye open. Davis will have the eye examined by, I'm just going to say, an eye doctor Monday as a precautionary measure. This is the same eye that Anthony Davis suffered an injury from, I want to say, against the Golden State Warriors last season. And if Anthony Davis is unable to go, expect, like I said, Jackson Hayes to get the starting nod, Christian Carlocco to probably get some run in that game, as the Lakers are very much devoid of centers at the time. And Anthony Davis is also dealing with a plantar fasciitis injury as well that, myself and Jovan Buha talked about in the most recent video. Make sure you guys go check that out. And we discussed Anthony Davis potentially missing some time this week. They have a back-to-back. I want to say it's Friday, Saturday with the Spurs and the Pelicans. So it's really, really unfortunate, especially with the fact that, not only has he been this team's best player, I think by far to start off the season, been playing at MVP caliber level this season. He is their defense as well. But then obviously this team just has no backup options really. Jackson Hayes, so I think it's been fine this season. It's really, really, really unfortunate. Chris Carlocco, this is gonna be a good time to see him get some run. And then I do expect in some regard that the Lakers, maybe in a matchup like Memphis, if Zach Edey doesn't play a ton and they go with Jared at the 5 for some extended times, I wouldn't be surprised to see JJ use some bigger lineups, smaller lineups, and have, LeBron and Rui kind of play 4-5. Now, the problem with that is you don't have a third wing, so your 1 through 3 will be really, really small. It just puts you in a bind, and that's why this team really, really needs another wing, which is something we talked about in the Jovan Buha episode, and then 2, another big. And that's going to lead me into, I guess, kind of the second topic for this video, and that's Christian Wood and Jared Vanderbilt. We are now at the 9-week point, officially, I think, for Christian Wood, and we're still at no real timeline for a return for Christian Wood. Who was one of the guys I said I'm holding out some sliver of hope that he's able to come back and JJ's able to optimize him on both ends of the floor, because I think this team wants to be somewhat scheme versatile defensively in terms of being able to mix and match some coverages and do different things. Well, you can't do that if you don't have another guy that can play next to AD, and Christian Wood's your best bet from a big standpoint to consistently play minutes next to Anthony Davis. No disrespect to Jackson Hayes. So like I said, it's played pretty all right, all things considering. And then Jared Vanderbilt, we are expected to get some sort of an update on Vando's status here shortly. And Christian Wood isn't known as a defender, but Christian Wood is going to help this team's overall defense, especially if he's able to kind of be the one that gets back in transition, helps set things up for them while Anthony Davis gets back. That's the lone weakness for Anthony Davis's defensive game is his transition defense. He's, I would say, at least half the time probably the last one down the floor, which is why this team has to make a shot every time down the floor. Shout out to my guy Cranswick Basketball. I think he had the tweet that the Lakers half-court defense after a made shot would be good for top 10 in the league, whereas the Lakers defense after a miss would be good for bottom 3 worst in the league. So I mean, I guess it would be good for anything, as that's not a good thing. But yeah, and then Jared Vanderbilt, as good as Cam Reddish has been playing, having a second guy that can do that stuff is really, really exciting. Cam Reddish has been playing incredibly well. Had his second start last night for the Lakers, shot 5 for 7 from the floor, was a +7 overall. He had 11 points in 29 minutes of action. D'Angelo Russell, 15 points, a +18 and 27 minutes of action off the bench. So far, that has boded well for JJ Redick and his staff. But like I said, Wednesday night against the Memphis Grizzlies, no Anthony Davis. I'm going to say no AD. I'm kind of operating with that assumption as of right now. There's no AD. That's going to be a big game. That's going to be a big game. No Ja, if I recall correctly, as well. So, maybe things bode a little well for you. But Anthony Davis dealing with an eye injury, and he's dealing with the plantar fasciitis. So we'll see what the timetable is on Anthony Davis. And then Christian Wood, still nothing, even though we're at the 9-week point. And then Jared Vanderbilt, we are expecting something soon. All three of those guys are much needed. Austin Reeves and LeBron are definitely going to have to step up for this team to, stay above water until we wait for Anthony Davis's return. But, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. What should the Lakers, how cautious should they be with Anthony Davis? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Follow me on X/Twitter at Sean_DAVI. Apologies about the absence. We're going to be more consistent here. Had a bunch of different stuff. I talked about the accident a little bit. Had some stuff go on with the house and really, really stressful. So I do apologize, but we are back. We're going to be doing a playback here at some point this week. I'll keep you guys posted on that as well. Probably looking at the Spurs game as a potential target, but I'll make sure I post something in the community section. And as always, guys, go Lake Show. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.